So, what is it that really separates the winners from, everyone else in business? I'll tell you one thing. It's not just luck. Today, we're going to break down the one core concept that truly defines long-term success, and that is competitive advantage.
I mean, think about it for a second. You look at a company like Apple, and it just seems like they're playing in a totally different league, right? They're always ahead of the curve. So is that just amazing marketing, dumb luck, or is there something, deeper, more fundamental going on? Well, that's exactly the question we're going to tackle. And it turns out it all boils down to this one core idea. You could call it the winning edge. This is the key, the fundamental concept that explains that kind of long, sustained success we see with companies like that.
Yeah, because the thing is, success on that scale, it's not a fluke. It's not a lucky break. It's a deliberately built, sustainable edge that lets a company consistently, year after year, just outperform all its competitors.
All right, so let's put a real definition on this. A competitive advantage is a sustainable edge that allows a business to outperform its competitors over the long term. Basically, it's that unique thing a company has, something that other businesses just can't easily copy or get around.
Okay, so that's the what. But the million-dollar question is, how do you actually get one? How do you build one of these incredible advantages? Well, it turns out when you really boil it all down, there are two primary paths to victory. Two main roads a business can take to the top.
And here they are, laid out plain and simple. You can either win by having the lowest costs, or you can win by being the premium option that people are happy to pay more for. That's really the fundamental choice every single business faces. Are you going to win on price, or are you going to win on value?
Okay, so let's dig into that first path, right? The lower cost advantage. This strategy is all about one thing, becoming the leanest, meanest, most efficient operator in your entire industry. And you really can't overstate how powerful this simple idea is. Think about it. If your costs are way lower than everyone else's, you have a huge strategic advantage. You can either sell at the same price and just make way more profit, or you can drop your price and grab a massive chunk of the market. So how does a company actually pull this off? Well, it all comes down to being excellent at the nitty-gritty operations. Maybe you've got some killer new technology that makes everything run smoother. Or, hey, maybe you're just so massive, we're talking economies of scale, that you can buy all your supplies in bulk for way cheaper than your smaller competitors. It could even just be a super smart, lightning-fast supply chain. All those little efficiencies, they really add up to a massive advantage. All right, now let's totally switch gears and look at path number 2. So forget about being the cheapest. This strategy is all about being the best, or maybe more importantly, being seen as the best by your customers. This is pretty much the exact opposite of the first path. Here, your advantage comes from making customers believe that what you're selling is so special, so valuable, so unique that it's absolutely worth paying a premium for. This is all about creating that desire, that brand loyalty, that feeling of getting something that's just better. And there are a few key ways you can make this happen. A super strong brand that people trust and, frankly, want to be seen with, that's huge. Or maybe you've got some incredible new feature that nobody else has. Even just providing amazing top-tier customer service can make people feel totally fine about spending more. It's all about building that unique value. So, okay, we have two very different paths, right? You either go low cost or you go premium price. But, and this is where it gets really, really interesting, what if a company could do both? Because the truly dominant companies, the ones that are just untouchable, they often find a way to masterfully blend both of these strategies. And let's go back to the company we started with, Apple. I mean, on one hand, they are the undisputed kings of premium pricing. Their brand is a legend, and people will literally line up around the block to pay top dollar for their stuff. But here's the other side of it. Because they make hundreds of millions of iPhones, they get a massive benefit from economies of scale. That keeps their cost to make each phone incredibly low. It's just a killer combination. So the most important thing to remember in all of this is that word sustainable. A weekend sale, a one-time gimmick, that's not a competitive advantage. A real one is something you can defend, something that keeps working for you year after year and creates real long-term value. So I'm going to leave you with a question to chew on. Think about your favorite brand. That coffee shop you always go to, or that car you love, or a clothing brand you swear by. Which path are they on? Are they winning because they're the cheapest? or because they're the best, or maybe, just maybe, like Apple, they figured out a clever way to do both. I guarantee once you start looking for it, you'll start seeing these strategies absolutely everywhere.